next topic with you, next chapter in your NCERT of course, that is alternating current. Now we have to go in detail of the alternating current. Of course, to begin with the things, these are the different types of currents which are shown, the variation of the current or EMF with the time. You can see I was using before it direct current in the second chapter when we have discussed current electricity. All the time we are talking about the direct current. Though we may have the pulsating currents with us, we may have the variable currents at different places. When you see the variations, it can be there, but today in our class our focus is alternating current. This is shown by the green curve in this alternating current, you can see, which is changing its direction after every half cycle. So one cycle means if I start from here, you can see this circle, one cycle is completed up to this time. Time taken to complete one cycle, that is time period. And if I want to find the frequency of the AC current, that is your 1 upon T, means reciprocal of time period. And we know that here in India we are having the frequency of AC means at our places, that is 50 Hertz. And time period is the time taken to complete one cycle. So if you are starting the cycle from here, then it is going to be one cycle till it comes in the same phase as. It means whatever terms we have used in 11th class for waves or oscillation, those terms we have to use it again, because you can see the curve which I am getting is a sinusoidal curve. So when I plotted the graph of the voltage or I plotted for the current, I am getting similar shapes with me, that is sinusoidal graph with me. And so whatever waves we have terms like time period, frequency, what is the amplitude, that is you can see the maximum displacement from the mean position, all these terms we will be using it again. So alternating EMF or alternating current, if I say when I take the output from any AC source, when I talk about the AC source, this is the symbol with me, which is showing the variable symbol. You can see sinusoidal symbol is, and it is changing its magnitude, and periodically it is reversing its direction. So that can be seen here also. This blue curve, that is for EMF, green curve is for current, but the shapes are same because it is a sinusoidal graph. I have started from this point. Another way I can show by the cosine graph also to this. If I take the current is maximum at the 0 time, I'm looking the variation, I can see the variation with time, or I can see the variation with angle. Angle means, because when we talk about the uniform circular motion, that is can represent your simple harmonic motion. So when we are talking about this type of motion, again this is your harmonic motion, simple harmonic motion. Theta is given by omega t. So all that is your previous knowledge, that in the circular motion we are taking it to help ourselves, or otherwise I can write in terms of the time period, t by 4, t by 2, 3t by 2. I have taken all this graph in the AC generator when I get the output. So when I have to define the alternating current, that is important of course. Alternating current is that current which continuously changes in magnitude and periodically reverses its direction, because magnitude is changing at every second, but direction is getting changed after a particular period of time. That time is t by 2. After half of the time period, the direction is getting reversed. So this type of current we are calling it as the alternating current. Along with this definitions of time period and frequency, this symbol should be knowing. We are using E for instantaneous value of EMF, means EMF at a given instant of time. Similarly, I, we are saying it is the current current at a given instant of time. While E naught or I naught, I'm taking the peak values, means whatever we gave the name amplitude, that is the maximum value, peak value of the, or you can say it as the amplitude of EMF or current. E naught for EMF maximum value, I naught for maximum value of current. Omega, that is the symbol which we are using for angular frequency. Small t we are using for instantaneous time, means time at a given instant, and of course capital T is for time period. Omega is angular frequency, and omega t, which is equals to theta. Theta at a given instant will give us the phase. You have to find the average or mean value of the alternating current. See, if I take one complete cycle, then this here I'm getting the current positive, and the next t by 2 time I'm getting the current negative. So current, average value of the current over the complete cycle, because one is positive, another is same value negative, they will get cancelled. So average value I will be getting it as 0. And that is why we are not using the same voltmeter, DC voltmeter, DC ammeters for finding the current in AC circuits. For finding current in AC circuits, we have AC ammeter, AC voltmeter, which will be having the symbol of AC on it. That also you people will use in the laboratory for doing the experiment. Now when I have to define the average value, so we will be defining it for half of the cycle. It means till the time period T by 2. So you can define this value, mean value or average value of alternating current, that you should understand is always defined over the half cycle, because over the complete cycle the value will become 0 and it will not make any sense. So you have to keep this thing in mind, that I have to take only for half cycle when I have to define the average value or mean value. So hence the same amount of charge in a circuit in the time of half cycle as is given by the alternating current. So I will be taking the help of the charge which flows during the half cycle, and taking that value of charge, I will be finding the value of current, and that value of current is going to give me the average value or mean value of the current. So for defining, you need to understand this thing. Firstly, definition, if it is clear, then mathematics will not be any problem with you. So I have to find, if I take for a small interval of time dt, I write the value of the charge dq. By the definition, I can write, because electric current is the rate of flow of charge, so dq can be written as I dt. But because this time the current I am taking as the I naught sine omega t, sinusoidal graph we refer most of the times. So I will be putting the value of I equals to I naught sine omega t and dt as it is. If you wish, bache, you can even take the value in terms of cosine also, then also the results you will be getting the same. So either you go with the I equals to I naught sine omega t, or you take I equals to I naught cos omega t. Both the ways the results will come out to be same. So but I'm taking with the sine omega t, so you can work out with the mathematics. I naught, that is a maximum value or peak value of current, is constant, will be taken out. Then you put the values of the upper limit minus lower limit, and then you need to work out, and we find that q, which is coming out to be twice of I naught upon omega. And this omega is nothing but 2 pi by capital T. So I can replace omega by 2 pi by capital T, and then you will be getting the result is coming out to be I naught T upon pi. So this is the value of the charge. And if I have to find the average current will be given by charge upon time taken. And time here we are using it for half of the cycle. So for half of the cycle, time will be T by 2. So charge divided by T by 2. I will be putting the value here for T by 2. So I'm getting the result. That is I average or I mean, I can say it is coming out to be twice of I naught divided by pi. So this 2 I naught upon pi, if I solve 2 upon pi means pi is here 22 by 7, or you can write 3.14. I'm getting the result 0.637 times the mean value, peak value here, that is I naught. So I'm getting I average, it is equals to 0.637 times the peak value current I naught, or you can write it as 63.7% of I will come out to be 0. So always when we have been asked for mean value, average value, you have to find it for half the cycle. With you is coming out, that is for root mean square. RMS value we say in brief, RMS value of the alternating current, or we can say RMS value of the EMF. Both definitions should be clear. For finding RMS value, and this is of course you should know that this has become the basis for designing your AC ammeter or AC voltmeter. They are working on the heating effect, and when I want to find the heat which is produced over the complete cycle, the same heat whatever is for direct current, same if it is produced by the alternating current, if I'm taking the same resistance, then the value which I get for the heat produced, from that only I will be calculating the RMS value or the virtual or the effective value of the alternating current. So these are the names with different names. I may call it as RMS, virtual or effective value of alternating current. So this is defined as that steady current which would produce the same heat in a given resistance in a given time as produced by the given alternating current in the same resistance in the same time. So this definition you must take, that it is producing the same heat in a given resistance in a given time as is produced by the given alternating current in the same resistance in the same time. So now there is no such restriction with us, because we are simply counting the heat produced. So we will be going for the complete cycle, T time, capital T time period. So heat produced, as you know, the formula and the direct current, it is I square RT. So for the small time, if you are taking the heat produced, dH, it can be written as I square R dt, or I can write it as I, because I it is equals to I naught sine omega t. So I'm replacing I by I naught sine omega t. So I will be getting I naught sine square omega t, resistance R as it is, into dt. For the complete cycle, if I want to find the heat produced, that will be given by taking the integration over the time, that is 0 to capital T. And of course, I naught square is a constant, will be taken out. R is also constant, will be taken out. And you will be finding the integration of sine square omega t dt. And afterwards, you have to put the limit, upper limit minus lower limit. And of course, omega is to be replaced by 2 pi by capital T. You need to work out, and then only you will be getting that the heat produced is coming out to be I naught square RT by capital RT by 2. So H is I naught square RT by 2. This I am getting the result square root of 2. I am getting H equals to I naught square RT by 2. Now if I suppose that IV is the virtual value of AC, or simply I can write I RMS. So by the same time, for the same time, if I am finding the heat produced by the AC, then H can be written as IV square RT. So I will be equating these both the equations. Whatever heat is produced by DC, same time whatever heat is produced by AC, both heats are to be equated. And when you equate both these equations, RT will get cancelled, and IV you will be getting I naught divided by root 2. This I naught divided by root 2 is the RMS value or the effective value of the current. So I can write it as, simply I can leave it here, I naught divided by root 2, or I can write it as 0.707 times the maximum value of the current, or in percentage you can say 70.7% of I naught. So this is the RMS value or the effective value of the alternating EMF, which also you can do yourself on same lines, and you will be getting the similar result with you. That is again E effective or E RMS, that is equals to E naught divided by root. And this, on the basis of this only, as I've said, we have designed the AC voltmeter and AC emitter. They are working on the heating effect of the current. So on the same basis the things are working, designing is done, because that will not cancel each other. These are the points, important points, which you have to keep in mind for when you are dealing with the EMF or the RMS values of the alternating EMF or the average values. Average value is 0.637 times the maximum value E naught, while the RMS value is 0.707 times the E naught. So these are the results which I have calculated doing the works mathematically. So in graphically, if you want to see, then this is the value of E mean. Average value is found to be little less than the RMS value, and this is again less than the peak value, that is the maximum amplitude. E naught is the having the maximum value. And so most of the times when you are getting at our places, we are getting the alternating current. So we are calling it as 220 volt AC. That we mean that we are talking about the effective value of the EMF or RMS value of the EMF. So when I find E naught is greater than this value, so which is coming out to be more than 220 volt, and that is why when we compare AC and DC, we say that AC is more harmful, because the peak value is further greater than this. It comes out to be nearly 310. So that is why that one point we always discuss in taking the disadvantages of AC. Second thing, when I'm finding the using the AC emitter, AC voltmeter, they are reading again the RMS value. RMS value means effective value. So effective value or RMS value meaning is same. So they are also termed as hot wire meters also, because these meters or voltmeters, they are working on the basis of the heating effect of the current. Like in DC emitters, DC voltmeters, you have already used in the lab for finding, proving the Ohm's law, even in the Wheatstone bridge. All the times we are using DC meters, because we are using battery eliminator as the source, or DC source we are using. And we have even seen that DC emitters or voltmeters we are getting because of by converting the galvanometers. So these are linearly graduated. But if you go with AC emitters, you will see that they are not evenly graduated, because heat, it is working on the basis of the heat, and heat is directly proportional to I square. So these are designed in a way that you are able to get the correct value of AC. Bear with you. Keep things up to this. Thank you everyone.